Hey, this is NeoFlight, and this is my second installment of my Addon tutorial series. Here I am inside my Redstone world, where I like to try out different Redstone projects and command block ideas. Today I am going to do a tutorial using the command blocks within Minecraft, which is, a good tool for solving certain problems within the game or creating various add-on features, or just a good way to be creative and have fun with it. Today we're going to look at the execute command. We're going to look at set block, teleport, tag, and kill commands as well, but primarily the execute command is the big one that we are going for. So this kind of comes from, what we're going to do today is look at turtles specifically. And excuse me, I know that, in 1.16, which is coming out very soon. In fact, by the time you watch this, it might even already be released. The turtle issues are going to be fixed. And when I talk about the turtle issues, what I'm talking about is that if you try to get two turtles to breed, they will breed, but then they won't actually start laying eggs. Sometimes they do. It's very, very rare. I've had it happen on Realms a couple times, but it doesn't happen consistently, not in a way that you would expect. The turtles are supposed to go to their home spot, like that one just did, and then find a spot to lay an egg. But what happens is they go to their home spot, they sit for a little while, they kind of think about it. Sometimes they'll stay frozen there for a long time. You just go hit them and they start up again, or even just have them chase seagrass, and then they'll start up again. And then they just kind of start walking around randomly, and they don't actually ever go into the laying pattern, which was very frustrating for us on the Spartancraft realm. So one of the things that you can do with command blocks is you can deal with problems like this, find workarounds, or you can just, create your own feature, which is kind of what I've done. It's not a perfect replacement for turtle behavior, but it is kind of our own little feature, and I'll show you what we did to implement a workaround on that. But, it's not so much. I know that the turtle update's coming out. That's what you're going to say, right? But NeoFlight, aren't turtles going to be fixed soon? Yes, they are. But this tutorial is not specifically just about turtles. It could be about anything. I mean, you've probably heard the saying, give a man a fish and he can eat for a day, but teach a man to fish and he can leverage those skills into creating a massive global fishing conglomerate that will dominate the seas for a decade before being named in a lawsuit for antitrust laws.
Fish? I thought this was about turtles.
It's not that really important. You can use this information and apply it in a number of different situations, not just with turtles. The first solution I want to show you would be kind of like the simplest one. And I'm going to call it the force egg solution. Okay, so we're going to force an egg out of the turtles. And I'm going to do this in a repeating command block that is unconditional. I have it using redstone simply so I can turn it off and on, and you might want to do that as well. And then I'm putting in a delay of 40 ticks. Now, a lot of the redstone tutorials that I've seen in the past when I was looking into creating different command block strings myself, they don't really talk about delay ticks very much, and I just want to talk about a little bit. One benefit of giving your command blocks delays is that they won't all fire at the same time. You can kind of set them up in, I have command blocks that go in 20 tick increments, some of them in 40, some in 60, some in hundreds, and that way you're not dealing with a repetitive amount of command blocks all firing every single tick. That's where lag is eventually going to start showing up. But if you kind of spread them out a little bit, now there's going to be times when, in the course of a long game where they're going to actually land together. But if you spread them out a little bit, they shouldn't At least do that very frequently, and it shouldn't cause so many problems. I do one at 40, and then I'll do one at 41, and then 42, and it all depends on like when you need it to fire. 40 is 2 seconds worth because 20 ticks is a second, and I think that a person can follow a turtle around and within 2 seconds have something happen, and it's not a big deal. Now, the command input for this is kind of a lengthy one. So, and again, it can be adapted to other mobs. It doesn't have to be just the turtle, but I'm using the turtle because that was one of the most recent changes that we made on Spartancraft using command blocks. So I'm going to show you how to type in this command. Now, this was something else that I never learned from a tutorial, but it's so valuable. If you are on a Windows 10 PC, there are some shortcuts that you can use to get your commands in more quickly, or just even test out the commands. Did you know that there's like an autofill feature right within the command console? So if I do the / to start my commands, okay, so let's think about this. What I want to do is I want to execute at a turtle when a player stands on that turtle, and I want the turtle then to put down a turtle egg. So that's the problem, is that the turtles won't lay their eggs, so this would be a workaround for that. Now, I don't want to execute at every turtle because, I want to execute at the players as they go by the turtles. So I don't want to execute at the turtle detecting when a player is nearby. I want to execute when a player goes near a turtle. So let's do that. So I hope that makes sense, but I'm going to start typing that in. So now we have some autofill here. If I hit tab, it goes execute, and then I want to say at all players. Again, this is the simple solution. It's not perfect. And then the origin of that command is going to be right at the player. So I'm going to do tilde, tilde, tilde. That's what those squigglies are called. And then I'm going to execute again. So I'm repeating that command because now I want to hone in on a turtle next to the player. So I want to execute at all entities now. And now I'm going to limit it to just turtles. So first I'm going to go type equals turtle. So again, see how the autofill is helping us out. Now I'm going to use a comma because I want to not pick every turtle that is next to the player. I want to pick a turtle that is right next to the player. So I'm going to say range equals 1. So it has to be a turtle that's within 1 block of the player. And then I'm going to also use C for count. I'm going to say count equals 1. So that's not targeting, what if there's a bunch of turtles that happen to be really, really close? I just want it to pick 1 turtle at a time. This is going to come into play more later on, but while I'm at it, I might as well do it this way because then I can copy that over. So then I'm going to hit tilde, tilde, tilde again, because if you look at the suggestions, this is saying, okay, the origin again. And now the execute command has an additional feature called detect. So I'm going to type in detect, which is exclusive to the execute command, and it's going to detect a block, and you can say where that block is. So I'm going to go tilde and then tilde -1, which means the block right below the turtle, and then tilde again for the last coordinate. And I only want this to happen when the turtle is on sand, right? Because the eggs are supposed to be laid on sand before they'll grow. So I'm going to have it detect below. Only do this if the turtle is on sand, not when it's swimming around or if it happens to be jumping, or if it's on another turtle egg, so to speak. Then this kind of protects from that happening. And then I need to tell what is the data for that block, and I'm just going to go sand 0, and then I'm going to do my command. So now the command is going to be a set block, because I'm going to set the block below the turtle to be, or at the turtle. I'm actually going to set the block right at the same level as the turtle. So I'll set block tilde, 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 and then I'm going to choose the turtle egg. Again, see how all the suggestions are popping up. And now I can choose, if I choose 0, that means it's going to just lay a 1 egg. If I choose 1, it'll be 2 eggs grouped together. 2 will be 3 eggs grouped together, and 3 will be the max count of 4 eggs grouped together. I'm just going to do 0, 1 egg grouped with that turtle. Now, before I hit enter, this is where the power of this comes in. I'm going to hit Control A on my keyboard and Control C, and then I'm just going to hit escape, and I'm going to leave that dialog. So I've typed in that whole command, getting hints from the program itself, from the console. And now I'm just going to click in the command input, and let's go ahead and expand this. So I'll click in the command input, and I'm going to hit Control V, and there was the command that I just typed in, and it's all correctly formatted because of the hints it gave along the way. And then I'm going to hit home on my keyboard as a shortcut, which takes it to the beginning, and I'm going to hit delete because we have to get rid of this slash at the beginning. So I'm just hit delete once. Wait, let's try again. Home. Oh, I'm on my functions. Okay, there we go. Delete. Now it's gone. And you don't want slashes in command blocks. You just want to start right with the command and take out the slash at the beginning, and that will make it work. And then I'm going to hit exit on that, and that command block should be ready to go. Then I'm going to do one other thing. So I name this force egg, and I always like to name my command blocks, and you'll see why. Because when you're testing later on, it's nice if they tell you which command block is sending a command. If I were to go out here, and it basically says if you are a player and you stand on a turtle, it's going to lay an egg. So let me go stand on a turtle and wait a couple seconds. And you have to be really close to the turtle. Did I turn it on? Yep, I turned it on. Come on. I have to be standing on it. There, it happened. Okay, see, it laid an egg, or it set a block that is an egg. Up, and there's another one because I happened to stand on it during the next rotation. There's another one. So that's just going to keep going as I push this turtle around. As long as I'm within that one block, and you kind of have to press right into it because turtles have a pretty big hitbox area, it will keep doing that. So there's another egg, there's another egg. But you'll notice I'm not getting any feedback about that. There is feedback right here, but it's going to say fail most of the time because every time that I'm not next to a turtle, it's going to say fail next to any player who happens to be online. So what I want to do is this. There's another command that helps you get the kind of feedback that might be helpful. So I'm going to go game rule, and I'm going to set, it has to do with commands. It's the command block output. So it's the first one there. And I'm going to set that to true. And now, if I go over to this turtle, we should see force egg pop up with a message. Let's get rid of some of these eggs. When an egg is formed. So let's see. Oh, there it is. So you can see on the left-hand side, force egg says block placed. So that gives the feedback that I was looking for. And each time I do that, I'm going to get the same feedback. And if you name your command blocks, you'll know what kind of action is being taken. It just gives you that helpful feedback later on. Okay, so we've got that. The simple solution's working, but maybe we're not happy with that. In fact, on Spartan Craft, I was like, I don't want to do that. People will just use that as a way to get endless supplies of turtle eggs, and they don't really have to work for it. It seems to me like that's not the point of turtles. Like turtles, you're supposed to feed them and then breed them, and then they go swimming and they have to find their home base, and then they lay an egg. And this kind of circumvents that a little too easy. So here was the solution that I went for on Spartan Craft. It kills the turtle and it replaces the turtle with an egg. So you lose the turtle in the process. It also, instead of just activating on the player, this activates on an item that is renamed with a command. So I like to use this system where I'll give items command names, and you can use any item. I'm just going to choose Nautilus shells because I usually have a bunch laying around that aren't being used, and they come from the sea, so it kind of matches with the turtle. So I've named this /lay, and if we look at the command, same thing. We have execute. But this time we're going to do it at the entity of an item, type is item, with the name lay. So that limits it to just that entity. So now this command is not going to be firing all the time. It really is only going to fire when it detects that entity. So on rotation, it's going to search, you know, whatever world you have. In my case, again, I'm delaying it 40 ticks. So every 2 seconds, it's going to search the world for an entity called lay. And if it finds it, an item one, it's got to be an item, then it's going to execute at that entity. It's going to look for range 1. It's looking for a turtle. It's looking for just one turtle, and it's going to detect for the sand underneath. And if it meets all that criteria, then it's going to set a block of a turtle egg, just one, underneath the turtle. So this is kind of how we dealt with it on Spartan Craft. It's, again, it's definitely not OP. And it's just meant to kind of give an option, because we were breeding turtles endlessly, trying to get them to lay eggs, and it was just not working. And this was kind of a solution. So if we had a bunch of turtles, that, you know, turtles will spawn naturally in the world. So a person could, you know, just boat around, find the turtles, and then try this out. So I had it off, so I went and turned it on. Now let's go ahead and try it out. And see, you can see the commands listed. So the lay checks for the block that I was looking for. Excuse me. It kills the turtle, and then it gets rid of the item that was tossed. So you can't just repeatedly use that same item, and you get one turtle egg as a result. So let's try that again with this turtle over here. If I throw it, it's going to check. All of those commands are run, and of course I'm going to turn that command block output off before I put it live in a world, so it's not spamming a whole bunch of messages. But you can see how that works. So now I have it set up where it checks for the lay command, and then it kills the turtle. So I'm just executing at, again, a single turtle that is within range 1 of that item to reselect that turtle, and then I am killing the item so that it can't be used again on the next turn. So it gets used up, it gets absorbed. Okay, so that's the one that we put in our realm, and maybe that's a little too restrictive. Maybe that's not what you're looking for. You want something that's a little closer to, you know, or it's a little bit more free, but you want to be able to, again, check for like a lay command instead of a person just walking on it. So this one just places an egg on the sand under the turtle. It's doing that same thing. It's checking for the lay command. It's looking for a turtle. It's detecting if sand is below it. And then if it's successful, so I just wanted to take this as a chance to talk about if it's successful. That's what this conditional means. Conditional is saying I'm checking to see if this block that is pointing into me is successful. And if it is successful, then I'm going to go. I'm going to chain off of it. And so it will kill the lay item only on success. So if I throw this out here, see, it does not kill that item. It's because it's not successful. But if I were to change this, so let me pick this up. Oh, it's not on either. Let me try this. Okay, I better turn it on. Let's try again. Okay, so it's still there. It's just fine. But if I change this to unconditional, now it's not, it doesn't care if this is successful or not. It killed it, see? That means it's going to fire even if this is unsuccessful. If this kicks off at all, meaning if it runs this first part where an actual item is laying out there, then it's going to kick off the chain command as well. And that's why that disappears, even though there isn't a turtle nearby. So I'm going to change this back to conditional. And I'm going to throw an egg out here, or I'm going to set some turtles out here. So now if I throw this on there, it won't kill the turtle, which is much nicer. And it will put an egg down there. Did I turn it off? Nope, it's still on. I just didn't wait long enough. 2 seconds can be a long time, I guess, in Minecraft world. And I don't know that those turtles are exactly where they need to be. Just boxing them in. All right, that should be fine. Come on now. Did I mess something up? Maybe I messed something up. Let's see. Oh, yep, see, I accidentally typed a letter D at the very end of that command. Okay, this is getting to be kind of a long episode. I'm sorry about that. Okay, now it's working. You can see how the lay command checks, and then it kills the item and not the turtle. And that's just 2 command blocks. It's a little bit more humane. We don't, whoops, sorry, turtle. We don't lose the turtle in the process. And maybe that's what you're looking for. So to me, I wanted them to remove the turtle, and I didn't actually go for this on SpartanCraft, but let's say we want it to be a little bit closer to, excuse me, the reality of turtles. So what if we check for that command, we teleport the turtle over here into like a planned space, then we can get rid of the item and then get rid of the turtle and then get rid of any drops that the turtle has. So this way, the turtle isn't dying right in front of the player if you happen to meet the command requirements. So let me go ahead and turn that on. Keep forgetting, sorry about that. But I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna throw this at the turtle. Now the turtle disappears, but if you look at the status, see it's saying it's still killing the turtle and then it's killing any drops that the turtle left behind. So this way, you know, this would be even better than the one we're using on SpartanCraft right now, in that the player doesn't see the turtle get killed just because of his interaction. But at some point that turtle, we can't force the turtle to despawn, but we can teleport it away and then kill it. Unfortunately, we can't force it to despawn. The other thing that we can't do that would be kind of nice is if we could detect if it was pregnant. That way, because realistically, this command will work even if it's a baby turtle. There's a baby turtle. If I throw this at it, and that baby turtle just left an egg and then ended up being teleported over there. So we can't detect if the turtle's an adult, and we can't detect if the turtle is pregnant or not, unfortunately. Okay, so this is my most complex solution. Oh, let's look at we didn't look at the commands here. So this command is the same, haven't changed it. In fact, I just copied and pasted over the command block. And if you don't know how to do that, you can use your pick block and the control and then hit that, and you can tell that it has this plus data next to its description, which means it copies over all of the settings and text within that command block as well. So that's how I copied these over. And this one is to teleport the turtle into that space. It has specific coordinates. So I'm executing it again at that item. I'm selecting that turtle that's next to the item, and then I'm teleporting it. In fact, I ran the commands together. So I'm executing at that item, and I'm teleporting the entity, which is range 1, the turtle, only one of them, to these coordinates. So I didn't have to do 2 executes. I just did an execute, and then the teleport selector is that second selection that's in the previous command. That shortens the command out a little bit. I could have done execute this and then teleport self to those coordinates. That would have been another way to do it. It's a little bit longer in text. Then we're killing the item, getting rid of it. And then this one, we're killing the turtles, but we're just killing every entity that's within range 4. So that's just kind of a broad way to do it. Maybe I have other things that are going to teleport here, and I just want to, make sure everything that happens to be there at any one time gets killed and taken out of the game. And then this will kill any drops. So I'm repeating the same command, same range, but one's called kill the drops and one's called kill the turtle. Okay, so that is a little bit more complex. It's a little more interesting. It does solve a different problem. So again, this is not a tutorial specifically about turtles. It's more about solving problems. So the problem is the turtle won't lay an egg, and I want to solve that problem. So I have fixed it by creating a command that would force them to lay an egg. Then I came up with the problem, or I discovered another problem in that I didn't like that the turtle was dying when the player interacted with it. So teleporting it away solved that problem. Now if we break down the system even further, so here's an alternative solution that's made up of a bunch of command blocks as well. So we're going to, I'll go ahead and turn it on now, but we're going to check for that lay command. It's the exact same one as before. Then we're going to place the egg. Oh, wait, and I think I changed this. Actually, I did. Sorry. So this is using the tag feature, which is another powerful tool, and I'll probably do another tutorial on this later. So I'm going to explain what's going on here. So again, I'm checking for that entity, then I'm executing at the entity that is a turtle right next to it, and I've put in this little code here. This is a turtle that does not have a name. Okay, so it's saying name equals not this name. It's actually two parentheses side by side, but to me it looked like an egg, so I'm using that to represent the egg. Okay, so it's range 1, it's a turtle, I'm taking one of them, and it has to be without this name, the egg, meaning that it's laid before. So this is a different possible solution that doesn't take the turtle away, it just makes the turtle not able to lay another egg. So then I'm going to detect to make sure that there's sand under that turtle. I don't want it to execute unless there is sand. And then I'm going to, instead of setting a block, I'm going to tag the turtle at self. And I'm going to add this tag, lay target. So we have a tag that's being added to the turtle. Now this doesn't show up in the game. It's hidden, but that turtle, that one entity, will always have this tag attached to it unless you get rid of the tag or kill that entity. And it's only that one because I only selected one. So I'm giving it that tag, lay target, and there's a reason for that. Just move on. So in the next command block where we're doing a chain, it's conditional. First, that other entity has to be detected. I'm going to execute at the entity with that tag, lay target. So now I'm identifying that turtle again. Giving it the tag means I can refer to it again over and over again as long as it has that tag. And then executing at the location tilde, 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 set block. This is where I'm putting down the turtle egg, 0 for one egg. Now I'm going to summon a new turtle. So the idea here was that if the turtle was pregnant, we would summon a brand new turtle that's not pregnant. So, you know, granted, there's no way to test if the turtle's pregnant or not, so it could be abused. But if people were on kind of an honor system and they said, okay, we're only going to do this with a pregnant turtle, then what's going to happen is at the entity that we've already given the tag, lay target, it's going to summon a new turtle right at the same spot as the previous turtle. Actually, it's going to be one block above it. So it's going to summon it up one block, which I'm doing that on purpose because remember we put an egg down. So this will put the turtle up on top of the egg instead of the egg being inside the turtle like we've seen in some of the previous examples. And then this is an event inside the turtle. So if you don't know what I'm talking about here, go to my previous episode, the first one, and I talk about the Gamepedia. It's basically a wiki for Minecraft, and if you type in events, then you can find this Minecraft ageable grow up, and it tells which entities are able to do that. In fact, actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just cut to this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you where this comes into play. And then I have this symbol, which is the name of the new turtle. Okay, so I've summoned this turtle, and at the end of this whole command, you're allowed to give it a name, and I named it that 2 parentheses, which looks like an egg because in Minecraft the parentheses are so circular. So this is letting me know that that turtle it's already laid an egg. And now that it's named that, because our first command tests that it cannot have that name, it will not be able to lay another egg. So that new summoned turtle. Now I'm going to teleport the turtle that was first there, the original turtle, the one that's tagged with the target tag. I'm going to teleport it into my chamber. I have a habit of accidentally adding letters to the end there. I'm going to teleport it into the chamber over there to be eliminated and removed from the game. So then I'm going to kill the turtle. Now, because I was running out of room here, I just started stacking up. And because it's not important that this be conditional on the previous command block, I have it set unconditional. So anytime the first command block fires, the kill command happens. And that's not going to be a bad thing. It's only going to kill things within range 4, so it's really only going to be targeting this area. And if there happens to be something in there that maybe got left over from a previous command block or something, then it will be eliminated, and that can reduce some of the entities in the world. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm repeating it to kill the drops. Again, same thing. This one, actually this one is set for conditional, so it's looking, did this happen? If it did, then this is going to happen too. And then this last one is set unconditional. We're going to get rid of that item, the lay command item that was thrown down, no matter what. We're just going to take it out of the game. It shouldn't fire though until the previous one fires, which won't fire until the rest of these are taken out. So anyway, let's test this out. We'll turn it on. Oh, it was already on. And if I go over to a turtle, now I'll throw the command at it. Okay, so it's summoned in, and you can look at the check, so lay check, so you can see now how, and I'll bring it up like this so I can point to it. You can see now how naming these things can be very helpful to let you know, did all of the things in your command block sequence happen, and did they happen the way you expect them to happen? So I know that the lay check was successful. I know that we placed that block. I know that we summoned a brand new turtle. And I know that we teleported the old one away, and then we killed it, and we got rid of the item. Actually, I can see that the kill drops is missing. So see how we were able to troubleshoot that and say, oh, the kill drops is missing. And that is because I set it to conditional. And the one thing about the conditional is it's whatever command block is pointing into the back of it. And because I moved it up, it's pointing up, that's not pointing into the back of it, so it's not going to work on a conditional way. But I don't care if this one's unconditional, so I'm going to go ahead and put unconditional, and then I'm going to try this again with a new turtle. But I'm going to show you first that, okay, this one's named with the egg symbol. It will not lay again, but you can see how the item that I threw down was killed in the status. So even though all those other command blocks didn't fire, this item is disappearing. Now I could fix that by, extending it out straight, but I'm happy with that. I'm okay with the lay command being taken away. So there we got a new one, it teleported in, and there's our egg underneath of it. And now it has the egg symbol that's saying, nope, I can't lay any more eggs. Don't throw a command at me. Now, again, like I said, the whole point of this was that if you made one of the turtles, so let's make one of them pregnant. So you can see the pregnant ones are a little bit bigger. This is the pregnant one. It has a little bit of has one more like pixel of space at the bottom. So if I take that one and hit it, now the one that I get back is not pregnant, see? So I could then go ahead and breed this one again, and who knows, maybe it will lay an egg for real. I can't breed again with this turtle because it is just recently bred, but I can take those two that are both eggs and they can breed. And So one of them will become pregnant. And now maybe it will work. Like I said, in 1.16 it will work. But I just want to remind you, it's not so much about the turtles or fish or anything. It could be any entity. Maybe you want to have zombies lay eggs when you throw a command block, this lay tag out there. Or maybe you want, I don't know, cows. Cows could lay turtle eggs if you like. Or why is it turtle eggs? It could be anything. You could have cows lay diamond blocks whenever they're on gravel. It's up to you what you choose to do. But it gives you like the basics of how to make that happen, and then you can make it your own in your own world. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please leave a comment if you feel like there's some feedback that you could give me. I know it ran long. It's already I'm seeing 36 minutes, so I'll try to trim it down. Anyway, I want to say bye. I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you gained something out of this and you learned something. Please subscribe and give me some feedback for what my next add-on tutorial should be. Bye now.